Hey, everybody, welcome to this week's Team Passion Call. It is Monday, October 23rd, and I'm excited tonight. So, we've been talking a lot lately about Operation Pivot and kind of shifting our just everything. Like everything seems to be shifting in body with the change from the name, from Beachbody to Body, and just all of the new stuff happening with Brendan coming aboard. Um, and one of the things that I noticed for myself as I've been kind of shifting things recently is that I remember when I was the most successful in this business the first 5 years, I was very dog. I remember, and I'm done. I
Write you
rem-
down.
I remember focusing a ton of my day on personal development, my personal growth plan. And I've gone back to that and I'm noticing a huge difference in myself, in my energy, in my confidence, in my focus. And I wanted to kind of talk tonight because so for the first 5 years in this business, Mark and I came up with a 5 year plan and we hit all those goals in the first 5 years. So, which was amazing. But then I was like, well, we got the pool 5 years ago. So the next 5 years was the pool. And so for the last 3 years, I'm like, yes, I want to like save more money and retirement and stuff. But like for me, that was I needed something more. I needed something more tangible. And I've been struggling to find what that is. Like, I'm like, what is my next 5 year plan? That I can truly focus on. I've talked about like travel and just different things like that, but it just nothing was clicking. And today I'm doing the mindset masterclass, how to get unstuck. It's definitely not one of my favorites, just so you know, but it's still, it's still got some good content. I'm just kind of listening to it while I'm doing like other things. Like it's not one that I'm like, wait, what did they just say? And I have to take notes. But I'm absorbing it. And so today I was like, okay, what is this next like vision? And I started just thinking about, I was at the dealership today, purchasing my current lease out, which I never do, but it was like gonna be it was gonna be another like $400 to $500 a month for me to get in my same vehicle that I purchased 3 years ago to get in this new one. And I'm like, I am not paying over $1,000 for a car payment. I am not doing it. So, I can, but I'm not, I won't do it. So I started thinking, and, just being at the dealership, I just annoyed, like, I just don't like the energy at a dealership, just will take you right down. Like, it's not, I don't know. It's not a good environment. Luckily at Land Rover, it's luxury and nobody's bothering you and trying to be like, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? So that at least I appreciate. But I was like, okay. I was sitting there and thinking, and I was like, oh, I want to do a team call on this tonight because I really started thinking that when I have a vision and I have a direction and I have clear, concise goals that fuel me and excite me, it's way easier to get to work every day. Right. So I kind of want us to do some work together tonight. I don't have like a vision board presentation because first of all, you could Google, you could YouTube. I think Melanie Mitro has one. I think Oprah has one. Like there's plenty of vision board trainings out there, and there's apps. So here's where my hang up has always been with vision boards. I know what I want, but I can never find the right picture. And so it like would always stress me out trying to find pictures of exactly what I wanted, right? So I tend to do a vision board with words. And I end up like using different colors, like different circle thing. Like I just make it look visually appealing for my brain, right? And for how things work with me. Like I don't want, if you have a goal to have, a certain kitchen and you know what your kitchen wants to look like, but you can't find a kitchen that visualizes that for you. I don't want you to not put the kitchen on the visual, you know what I mean? Like it's like I feel like that hangs us up a little bit, like finding the exact picture. So I kind of want to share a few things tonight, and then I want us to kind of get to work on it. I'll give my examples, but I don't want to influence you know, anyone else's mindset. But the first thing I wanted to talk about is when you're when we're trying to see, okay, what are our goals? What's the vision? What's the dream? The first thing you have to ask yourself is, why did you say yes? Why did you say yes to this business? And your why can be different now if you've been doing this for years. It does not have to be the original why. You can revisit the original why and just be like, I don't know if that's really relevant anymore. Or you can build upon that original why. We also have maybe this has been for me, I have a niche or a niche audience years ago, like 13 years ago when I started this business. I was talking to moms and helping them lose the baby weight, right? 13 years later, all of us have hopefully lost the baby weight, and now we have some menopausal weight that we're confused by. And so the new niche for me is these menopausal years, right? That can go from like 45 to 55 on average. Everybody's kind of different. But you start noticing changes probably mid 40s, unless you have some health issues that you went into menopause early, or if your mom had menopause early, whatever. But 45 to 55 is about the age that we're looking at, right? And I'm 47. So my new niche has been these perimenopause, menopausal years, and how to stay healthy and fit, and how to not, go backwards in this journey, right? So why did you say yes? Like deep, like, I want to help people. No, you don't. I mean, you do, but it's gotta be what you want to help them. Why? What will they feel? What do you want them to feel? What do you feel? How does it feel? Like, right? It's gotta be pretty deep. It doesn't have, the whole like, you should have a why that makes you cry. I don't really know if that's necessarily something that needs to be, but it's got to be deeper than, well, I've always wanted to help people. Like you got to go deeper. You got to go into the emotions. Like, why do you want to help people? And then I want you to go into who do you want to help, right? So I want you to find what is this niche? Who are you talking to every day? Because your social media should be directly talking to this person. When I'm talking about being addicted to sweets, I'm talking to me, but I'm talking to my niche of people who are also addicted to sweets, right? And so, yes, you have a specific niche that you're talking to, like 40, for me, menopausal years women, right? But I can talk about that I can talk about hormones, I can talk about recipes, I can talk about nutrition, I can talk about sweets and sugar and what's that doing, affecting you. So like, you don't just talk about menopause, you can talk about all the things that affect it, right? So why, and then who, and then who. And then getting very clear on a 5-year plan. And there's a couple ways you can do this. So like for me, it's been 2 weeks of personal development, I've been doing personal development Monday through Thursday, at least 2 hours a day. I've been doing that in the National Wake Up Call, in some of the Body Basics trainings. I have 3 books I'm reading right now. I'm doing mindset master classes. I'm using the Growth Day app. I'm getting on team calls. It's like 6 or 7 forms of personal development are coming in. I don't do all of them daily, but it's hitting about 2 hours, sometimes 3, Monday through Thursday. Throughout the day, from 7 a.m. when I wake up to maybe starting a meditation. No, I don't wake up at 7 a.m. 5 a.m. when I wake up. I'm like, the day's already been going on for a while. Yeah. 5 a.m. when I wake up, I might start with something on the Mindset app all the way, to bedtime. When I'm doing laundry, I have something going, the Growth Day app going on. There's a new challenge. So I posted from the National Wake Up Call today. Keyshawn talked about a 5-day challenge that Brendan is doing in the Growth Day app, and I posted where to find it in your Breaking Coach News in the office. So I clicked on that today. I didn't start it because it was 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and it was an hour video to start. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I've already done 5 forms of personal development today, and I knew I was going to be getting on here. So I will start that tomorrow. But so I've been really digging into it. So some things that came out for me were like paying off things, right? So like at the dealership today, I was like, I don't want to carry this 5-year loan for 5 years. I don't want to, because we're not going to keep this car for 5 years because it's very expensive to fix Land Rovers. And so I don't want anything to go wrong with this thing. So like the first one was to pay off my credit card. So my credit card's gotten a little crazy, but the good thing about it is I've stopped using it. Like I use it for like groceries on the weekends because I do a grocery pickup, and then I pay it right off like that. But I still have old stuff sitting on there that I need to like clear up. So I have pay off the credit cards, pay off the pool loan, pay off the car, consistently get money in the 401k, and then start paying down the house. So those were like 5 goals that I wrote down today that I want to make a vision board out of. And again, the vision board for me is just going to be pay off credit cards and put the balance, like pay off pool loan and put the balance with maybe with a picture of the pool, pay off the Land Rover, maybe with a picture of the pan, you know what I mean? But I'm going to just kind of make it just how I see it so that it's something I see every single day when I sit down to work. Like, I don't just want to have these goals to this 5-year plan just in a notebook somewhere that I never look at. Right. So it's got to be something. So years ago, when we were doing the 5-year plan to get out of our first home to get into the next home, and we were talking about going to Disney and stuff, every day when we walked down our stairs, the family vision board was up, hanging at the door. So we would walk down the stairs and it was right there. So everybody knew that we were working towards a Disney trip. Everybody knew that we were working towards a new home. And so everything was right there. And it was cool. The girls would draw on it. They would put their little spin on it. So they knew that when I had to do a team call at 8 o'clock at night, when it was their bedtime, that daddy was going to put them to bed because I had to get on a call because it was going to help them get to Disney. Right. And so it was this all kind of pulled together. And now Mark and I, will sit down and kind of look at these visions and these goals together. And I know that after all of this, so I've got my why, I've got my niche, I've got my vision, and then my action plan, right, is 2 hours of personal development, invites, connections, follow up, always having a new group starting the first Monday of every month with the super blocks. I'm also going to have the first Monday of every month for 3 weeks, 4 days a week. I'm going to have 1 assignment a day in our Team Passion Partners page. Instead of opening another group for new coaches or new partners, I'm going to just do it in our team page, because I have a new group that we've been doing for the last 3 weeks, and everybody talked to me on day 1 and nobody's talked to me since. So it's just like, that sucks the life out of me. I don't like groups where I'm the only one talking. So I am like, you know what? I'm going to just, because I'm sure there's people in the Team Passion Partners page that need to hear this stuff too, again and again. I guess so. It's not gonna, I just think it's a good place to all come together and not have another group for people to have to follow and put notifications on. I think Facebook has changed so much that the notifications are really hard to have coming through in all groups. So having a plan, right? we're going to invite to the group. Then we're going to invite every third Wednesday of the month is a business opportunity. So we're going to invite to that. And then every first Monday of the month, this team call is going to turn into a new coach call or a new partner call. And then we'll run the 3-week new partner training right in the Team Passion Partners group, because I think that repetition of, hey, everybody, remember the 28-day action plan. Hey, everybody, remember you're supposed to be doing the BAT. Hey, I think that repetition is just going to be key for everyone. So it's not going to be a bad thing for me to post. It'll be 1 post a day, 4 times a week for 3 weeks. And then I was thinking of also kind of creating an up week like we do with the super blocks. That'll be more like journaling, reflecting, looking back. How did you do? What did this look like? What can you improve upon? And then let's start again on the first Monday of the next month, and just kind of keep repeating that. So making sure we all have a plan to follow through so that we can head towards our 5-year plan. Another way to try to figure out, so through personal development, you can figure out your 5-year plan, your vision, your dreams, your goals, is finding a quiet spot, preferably near water if you can, just because there's a lot of energy around water. So if you live near a lake or a pond or the ocean or something, if you can find time in the next week or so to grab a notebook, make sure your journal is something that's comfortable to you. Like I've seen journals at like Barnes and Nobles that are like so pretty, and then I open it up and I'm like always trying to keep it open. Like I'm like, I don't like this. Like I like journals or notebooks like this, right? Like so that I can keep, like I don't like to have to force open a journal so that I can write in it, right? But that's just me. Some people are fine with that. But I don't like to have to like break the spine in order to like write in it. I don't know. These are just things over the last 13 years that have just come to me. But take your journal and just think. So I've done this so many times and we've done a ton of trainings on it, but it's so good. A day in the life 5 years from now. So like you just writing 10/23/2028. What does my perfect day look like? What time do I get up? What am I doing? Who am I doing it with? And just getting very visual, smell the smells, feel the feels, just get, like even my kids know. We walk outside, in the morning. Oh, it smells like fall out here, right? Like we can even smell fall. We can smell summer. We can smell winter. Like winter, we can hear too. Like when we know it's about to snow, it's like silent outside. It's like eerily silent, right? It's so weird. Like, so that all of that stuff, and just kind of, what do you hear, smell, see, feel? Who were you with? What does your ideal day look like? And so if you're journaling that out, you're going to realize what your vision needs to be, what your goals need to be, what your dream needs to be. A lot of times on team calls like this, I don't do a lot of calls like this because I'm very action oriented. But I'm realizing in the last 2 weeks, with 2 hours of personal development a day, 4 days a week, I am more at peace. I am enjoying this business. I am getting everything done on the BAT without even looking at it. And all of a sudden I'll go to check it off so that I can post it in our Team Passion BAT thing. And I'm like, oh shoot, I've done everything. Like without making sure. Like I'm just doing it. And so that's a big sign to me that I'm doing the right things, because people used to be like, well, how many people are you talking to? And how are you getting Success Club 10 I'm like, I'm just doing it. Like, right. I'm just talking to a lot of people. I'm just having fun, so, but I get that we want to see numbers, but that's when I know I'm happy, I'm content, I'm at peace, and I'm enjoying this business, is when things are just happening organically, naturally, and I'm having fun with it. And it's 100% because I'm doing 2 hours of personal development 4 days a week. like 100%. I mean, 8 hours at least of personal development a week is a lot, and I can feel it. So that's kind of what I wanted to share today. So kind of to recap, why did you say yes? Who are you going to be talking to? Who's your niche that you're going to be talking to every day? Sit down and do a 5-year, like what is a perfect day? Write out your 5-year plan. What does that look like? And then let's get some things written down and start posting it throughout the week in our group page. So I haven't really done a vision board. I've just kind of wrote things down today because it was all kind of coming to me. So I'll do that. I'll grab a blank piece of paper, use different colors, and kind of write out these 5 big goals that I want to work towards financially. My goals have always been financial, because then it allows for the other stuff to happen, right? Like it allows for more travel, it allows for more peace, it allows for less stress, right? And to be able to do other things in the world. So any thoughts?
Do the work. Things have definitely changed over the 10 years. And it's so financial independence was more it in the beginning, and things have been better, not necessarily all just through Beachbody, but so it's not so much a big focus for me anymore as helping others with what the biggest take for me, the biggest success in is a personal development story. And so if I can help even one person go from how I used to feel to how I feel now, then that's fabulous. So that's what I really want to do.
Yeah, so your social media should be focused on that. Natasha Pearson, I was listening to a call today and she said, and I don't know the logistics of this, I was going to actually ask and I forgot. I think she meant like in stories or on your feed, but she talked about doing a series of something so that people are looking forward to something every day. And so what I'm saying, the logistics is I don't know what the series would look like logistically. I don't know if it's on stories, if it's reels, but basically like the healthy dessert challenge. So that would be a series, like instead
Yes.
of brownies, I'm going to share an avocado healthy brownie. You know what I mean? Like, and so going through, and whether you do that on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, whether you do that, like whatever that looks like, but creating a series of a consistent social media posting somewhere so that people are looking for that. And so you could talk in your stories and be like, hey, I was thinking of sharing the first 4 days of the week, Monday through Thursday is like a big working time for me. So that's why I keep saying that. Monday through Thursday, I'm going to share what I'm learning in my personal development book every day and talking in your stories about something you just read Monday through Thursday, the same time, like find a time that you can do it the same time so that people are kind of coming to your channel to listen to a story and listen to what some motivation and what they need to hear. Something along those lines.
Yeah. So just trying to find it on my phone. I realized I did close all apps. So I got to go back and figure out where I saw this, but I got something from Eric Thomas. And it was like, it's a 5-day thing and there's a free sign up and then there's a $50 sign up. It's crazy. He comes across today.
Yeah.
He's my story. So
Yep.
I am definitely going to be taking advantage of that whatever little thing he's doing.
Yeah.
I think I got that in my email, Becky. I didn't look at it though. I just saw that I had an Eric Thomas live thing in my email. So that might be where you got it too.
Yep, probably. I'm going to look right now. And then I don't know if I think it was last week. Yeah, tickets are live. whoever was on the National Wake Up Call mentioned Eric Thomas as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
think it was last week's. Yeah.
Yep, it was last week's. Yep.
It's like, cool. Yes, I just found the email. So I am definitely you gonna do it, Kelly?
I haven't looked at it yet, so I have to look at it first. I know something that I did there's a couple things I did this week that have been helpful. When Becky and I are on our not so early workout crew, as we call it, I will tell her exactly what I'm going to do that day for the business, like how many hours, what I'm going to do. That helps me because I don't tell someone I'm going to do something unless I'm going to do it. I tend to really think about things before I say I'm going to do it. So that's helped me because then I'm like, okay, I told Becky I'm going to do it. I don't want to disappoint her, even though she'd be nice about it, you know? So that has helped me. And I was thinking about why it is so easy for me to talk to someone in person about weight loss and the health journey and all that. And I know some of it said I'm, pretty social and pretty good at getting people to trust me. But why is that easier than talking on Messenger? And I realize it's because I've told myself I hate talking on Messenger. So it's like, you gotta flip that. You gotta act like it's the same thing as if they're standing right in front of you. So I have flipped that around and it's going much better. And I'm actually getting the messages out and not putting them off so much.
I think people can
So,
understand things better with your voice. Like,
mhm.
like I just think things are retention wise, like, oh, like, because if you type some things out, it's like, wait, what? But if you say it, I think
Mhm.
people can understand things a little bit better.
And I think too, like I think it doesn't come across as salesy either when
Right.
you're doing it that way. Because I do voice message a lot. Once we reach that point, before that, I think it's a little weird if I don't know them really well. But once it kind of starts going to that point where it's getting a little more deeper, then I do. Because I do think it really does come across as more salesy when you're not using your actual voice. For me anyway.
Depends on where you are
So,
in the conversation too. Like if someone says, well, how much
uh-huh.
is it? Like I don't find that salesy for me to just answer that question type thing, right?
Right. No, because they're
Yeah.
asking you, right?
Yeah.
But it's like it's like okay, so like I messaged someone happy belated birthday, and then I asked her what she did, and she said her boyfriend took her out to Raise, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even know you had a boyfriend. Like, how long have you been dating? So it went like
Right.
that, right? So the next message back is not going to be me voicemailing her if I'm just talking about her boyfriend.
Yeah.
But if we were to start like, hey, you want to join my next group? Then yes, then I feel okay with voice messaging her at that point.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think
I voice message sometimes just because it's easier depending on what I'm doing and what I gotta say. It's just,
Mhm.
and I'll say that, I'll preface it with like that. You know what? I'm just gonna do this because it's easier.
yeah.
Yeah, or I'll be like, hey, I'm driving and I just wanted to answer that.
Yeah.
So this is,
Yep.
and I actually find too, if you're driving and you're still answering their question, it makes them feel like you actually care,
Yep.
you know? Not that we all want to be driving around voice messaging, but let's be honest, we're all doing it.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, Nicole, writing my 5-year plan right now is almost gave me an anxiety attack thinking about it.
And it can
So
just be
I'll
one
have to,
item.
yeah, I'm just gonna have to work on that because I used to have the perfect vision of what that day would look like. Um, and it doesn't look that way
Right.
anymore.
Right.
So
I've been
that
struggling with not mine for a different reason, obviously. But I've been struggling for the last like 7 years. I'm like, I don't have my big goals anymore. I've reached them, which is amazing, but I need like, and people always say, well, we're doing the health esteem thing, and people are like, well, don't shoot for a number on the scale. I have to shoot for a number on the scale. Like my brain just works that way. I
Mhm.
can't just say, I just want to feel better and lose. I need a number, and I don't. But I guess the difference is I don't get super upset if I'm not getting there. Like I don't go, oh, forget it, I hate this effing scale. Like I just need somewhere to go, and so I need a clear number. And then if I'm doing everything I can to get there and I still fall short, I'm all like okay with it. I'm like okay. But if like I'm not doing everything I know to get there, I'm like, well, you're not doing anything, so stop complaining, right? Like, and I just need, so for me, I just need a clear 5-year plan because I need something I can check off and work towards. It can't just be financial freedom or whatever. Like, I need numbers. Just, and some brains just work that way. So, I used to let other people's beliefs or concerns stop me from doing that too. Like if I would write, my goal is 135 pounds. Like I've been writing my goals and I've been sharing them. And what my first one is 135 pounds. And like people have made comments recently. Oh, I thought we've shifted to health esteem and we're not working towards a scale. I'm like, well, I am still, like, it's okay for me to still, like, I'm like, and so in the past, I would stop writing that so that those few people didn't, feel like they need, so like, it's just, so my personal development again is like, well, I'm working towards that. So I don't care what you write your goals. I'm going to write my goals. Mind your biz. Like, right. Like and the same thing has happened in the business where people have said, well, why does Success Club have to be the focus? And so I'm like, all right, fine. Like people got mad because I was putting the numbers on the Success Club graphic, and for Shannon Swinsko, who would hit 40, they were like, well, I can't hit 40, so can you just put categories? And I did. I changed the whole thing around. I'm like, well, that's all fair to Shannon Swinsko. I want to see her 45 up there. Damn it, she worked for her 45. Like so I've stopped letting other people's opinions dictate how I'm running my groups and my pages, because I'm like, these people deserve, like, I'm sorry that's your insecurity or that's your issue that you don't like seeing that. You're gonna have to work through that yourself. So it's
Well, and if they're telling themselves they can't, and that is not Shannon's problem.
right. Yeah.
Shannon works really hard. I don't
Yeah.
follow a lot of other Beachbody coaches, but I love her social media.
Yeah.
Because it's realistic and it's fun.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah, I like her
with
reels
Megan.
and stories.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
one of the things today on the social media training that I watched too, which I was like, oh, Shannon totally does this, was like repeating things. Like Natasha Pearson was like, I've repeated, because she's like, how many people do you follow? Like Mel Robbins or something. You don't watch every single story every single day. So something she might have posted 2 weeks ago, you might have missed 2 weeks ago. So she's going to post it again. And that's okay. And that repetition, which just got me thinking about the whole repetition of the trainings and the team pages. And I was like, oh, let's just keep repeating the things that we need to be doing over and over and over again. I don't care if you've heard it before. Like someone else needs to hear it too, maybe, or whatever. So,
And
that was
some
good.
people like actually remember things in a different way. So if you say it one way this time and then say it again another way another time, it's gonna sink in, I think.
Right. Yeah, you can
Just like
change
kids.
yeah.
Kids learn
Yep.
a different way too. Like I know, like
Yep.
at least with me and I think it's my son too. Like we both had problems with reading comprehension. He's getting his help that he needs, but I see that he's learning different ways on so he can remember things. So it just, everyone has a different way of learning, the learning style and everything.
Yep.
What, Kelly?
I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah. So I think that it's good to keep on doing it repetitively because
Yeah. It was just good to hear from.
Eventually it'll sink in too.
Yeah. It was good to hear from the top coach that repetition. It was good for her to also say your Instagram feed should have really good lighting but that was it. Like she didn't say like your hair should be done and you should be in this, like it was just like, just make sure you have really good lighting because people are going to stop and scroll on a well lit Instagram feed thing, but it doesn't have to look perfect, but just make sure it has good lighting. Right. And then she just said, make sure that,
Oh, wow.
you're in front of the window. Like that you're facing the window and you're doing your video, like the window, not behind you, because then the glares,
Yeah.
but have it in front of you so that it's lighter, and don't take your picture at 5 a.m. every morning when it's pitch black out. Like wait. So I've been waiting till the sun comes up before I take my my workout picture. Sometimes I just take a clip from my workout. I'm finding that's working a little easier. So it's almost like a move, and I have bright lights on when I'm working out in the morning, but yeah, just some really good, like, which I've heard before over and over and over and over. But it was also nice for her to be like, but it's your hair doesn't have to be done, or I was like, oh, just need light.
Was she saying like simple is more? Was she saying anything like simple is more? At
Not
all,
really,
or anything like
but
that?
just a lot of repetition for her,
Oh.
and just speaking to your niche, and yeah, just being very clear on your vision and your goals and who you're speaking to and who you're helping. She also did say that she does not invite to the business on her social media. She invites to the business personally after people join her challenge groups. So everybody comes from her challenge groups for the business. She doesn't, which if you're inviting on your stories and it's working, and you're inviting on your social media, it's working, it's great. But it was also nice to hear that maybe necessarily we don't have to do that. Like it can just be from
Oh, wow.
your challengers. Because she's like, I want people that already love our products. I want them to be coaches.
Yeah.
So she said, I do share my story and I share what it's done for me, and I share pictures of me and my team, and I share, but she's like, I don't necessarily say like fill out my form or whatever for the business. She's like, I focus on my niche of people who want to lose the baby weight, and then after they've been doing it for a couple weeks, I invite them to the business. So yeah, so it's good stuff. But yeah, so I just think having the vision, having the dream, having the plan, being clear, knowing who you're talking to, knowing why you said yes is going to get you to do the work every day. Make sure your plan, your vision board, whatever you want to do is visible every day. So I'm going to write, I'm going to have something like right now, I just kind of have it written on a piece of paper. I want to kind of have something somewhere that I can look at every day. Cause that's also what I was thinking of today. I've been sneaking like sweets here and there. We have Halloween candy, and I'm like, I need again my calendar out so I can check off the days that I don't need to have sweets. I'm such a visual person. And so just those little tweaks, learning about yourself and knowing that you need things that are visual is key, I think, too. So awesome.
My Facebook feed has been showing us memories. And there's been like memories from 3 years ago when we were doing those challenges and me checking them off and stuff. And I'm like, and I think for me, why it was so successful was because, again, I didn't want to let the team down. I didn't want to be, and not that, nobody's going to be all seriously depressed if one person doesn't follow through. But again, if I gave my word to the team that I'm going to do it, it's going to get done because I don't make those promises easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I was
know?
going to start again on 11/1 with a fresh calendar and just get my stickers and do my check marks and do it again and swap out healthy desserts like, and just tell myself, okay, on Thanksgiving, you can have something, and on Christmas Eve and Christmas, you can have something, but it doesn't have to be from now till January 1st.
It does, like for me, it doesn't have to be every weekend, all weekend, and then stop. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let me just stop this recording.